Hi guys, good evening to all of you. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am, and all students present here. And I think all you know that today we are going to discuss on plastic recycling and eco-bricks. So we have two speakers present here, and I'll introduce you them by one. And like we have a inactive stream here also. So firstly, I think all you aware about eco-bricks and plastic recycling, that how it works and how we want to save our environment. So just for this introduction, we have a small video here which will be played by Mr. Chirag sir. So firstly we'll see that, and after that we'll move further. Okay guys?
Yeah, although one just small request, Ashta, I would request especially speakers, if you can put on your camera.
This is the story of 3 plastic bottles, empty and discarded. Their journeys are about to diverge, with outcomes that impact nothing less than the fate of the planet. But they weren't always this way. To understand where these bottles end up, we must first explore their origins. The heroes of our story were conceived in this oil refinery. The plastic in their bodies was formed by chemically bonding oil and gas molecules together to make monomers. In turn, these monomers were bonded into long polymer chains to make plastic, in the form of millions of pellets. Those were melted at manufacturing plants and reformed in molds to create the resilient material that makes up the triplets' bodies. Machines filled the bottles with sweet, bubbly liquid, and they were then wrapped, shipped, bought, opened, consumed, and unceremoniously discarded. And now here they lie, poised at the edge of the unknown. Bottle 1, like hundreds of millions of tons of his plastic brethren, ends up in a landfill. This huge dump expands each day as more trash comes in and continues to take up space. As plastics sit there being compressed amongst layers of other junk, rainwater flows through the waste and absorbs the water-soluble compounds it contains, and some of those are highly toxic. Together, they create a harmful stew called leachate, which can move into groundwater, soil, and streams, poisoning ecosystems and harming wildlife. It can take bottle 1 an agonizing 1,000 years to decompose. Bottle 2's journey is stranger, but unfortunately no happier. He floats on a trickle that reaches a stream that flows into a river, and a river that reaches the ocean. After months lost at sea, he's slowly drawn into a massive vortex where trash accumulates, a place known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Here, the ocean's currents have trapped millions of pieces of plastic debris. This is one of 5 plastic-filled gyres in the world's seas, places where the pollutants turn the water into a cloudy plastic soup. Some animals, like seabirds, get entangled in the mess. They and others mistake the brightly colored plastic bits for food. Plastic makes them feel full when they're not, so they starve to death and pass the toxins from the plastic up the food chain. For example, it's eaten by lanternfish. The lanternfish are eaten by squid. The squid are eaten by tuna. And the tuna are eaten by us. And most plastics don't biodegrade, which means they're destined to break down into smaller and smaller pieces called microplastics, which might rotate in the sea eternally. But Bottle 3 is spared the cruel purgatories of his brothers. A truck brings him to a plant where he and his companions are squeezed flat and compressed into a block. Okay, this sounds pretty bad too, but hang in there, it gets better. The blocks are shredded into tiny pieces, which are washed and melted so they become the raw materials that can be used again. As if by magic, Bottle 3 is now ready to be reborn as something completely new. For this bit of plastic with such humble origins, suddenly, the sky is the limit.
So, and also visible, right?
Yeah, yes ma'am, you are visible.
Okay, right. So thank you very much for inviting me for this session. And the video what you showed is just the life cycle of plastic, and then the process of recycling, and the current scenario. So before starting Ecobrick experience, I would really encourage everybody to take all possible recyclable plastic into the recycling process, because that will really reduce new production where we can reuse and reuse while recycling. So we always encourage recycling more than the eco-bricking, because eco-bricks are not best solution for all plastics, because recyclables should not go into eco-bricks. And also, eco-bricks are not a waste dump container. It is whatever that you can't recycle or can't reuse has to go into eco-bricks after reducing your consumption. So eco-bricks are not the solution for that. You bring home all the bags, plastics, whatever that you can freely, bring and then fill the bottle. No. Definitely eco-bricks is not for that. So with that clear explanation, I will share my journey of eco-bricking, because eco-brick so far is the best solution for me as an individual waste manager. That is, my eco-bricks are only at home, that I make it by myself while taking the responsibility of all non-recyclable polythene and little plastic pieces. Everything else I am responsibly sending for recycling, or definitely not coming into my home, because I have rejected so many items made out of plastics, and I'm consciously consuming my resources. Therefore, my waste is very much reduced. In fact, I call generally zero waste practitioner, but when you say zero waste practitioner, it's just a statement. When it's come into the practical situation, it is 99%. You can't be zero waste person by though we say, because there are some other things that could be going into the nature or going somewhere as waste. But we are very conscious about that process. So with that statement, I will tell you that how I became an eco-bricking enthusiast, because I am from Sri Lanka. I have been living in Sri Lanka until 2018 and then shifted to Delhi. Now I am here, but I am working with Sri Lanka. And Ecobricks was introduced to me by the co-founder of Global Ecobrick movement, Russell Mayer. He's a Canadian and now living in Indonesia. So Russ came to Sri Lanka in 2015 and I met him, and he gave me this solution, because until that time, I was managing my own waste and I didn't have any solution for my non-recyclable polythene and plastic, which I was collecting in big bags in my storeroom. Before that, I used to bury them in one place in my garden in Sri Lanka, because I knew burning is very bad. Therefore, I couldn't do anything. Nobody takes it for recycling. So whatever little that I had as non-recyclables, I used to bury them in one place. Still that burial ground is in my garden. And I know it is there, so I'm very conscious about it. So then when I got to know about the eco-bricking, the life became so easy and also very happy, because I manage 10 hours instead of 3 hours for my waste management. No 3R is not enough. Reduce, reuse, recycle is not enough for managing the waste. It has to be 10R according to our teaching. So 10R starts with rejecting, refusing, and then reducing come, which is the third R. So I have rejected so many items. I never bring any, even no PET bottles, no fizzy drinks, no water bottles I am buying. So making Ecobricks was a challenge for me because we never had enough PET bottles. So we had to approach friends, and then some shops where they discard, we had to bring some, because don't forget, PET bottle that we are using for Ecobricking is also recyclable. So we have to encourage recycling, but at least we are using few for making Ecobricks to manage our waste. So this is not, Ecobricking is, for me, it's an individual waste management where that you can't throw away your whatever the plastics coming to you without your invitation. So we are using all the cloth bags, everything, all other alternative, and then the reduce comes as 3R, then repair, replace, and then recycle is the 7th. Because recycling is also, we have to really not to push for that, because it emits a lot of energy. The climate change is increased by recycling, so we have to be aware of that. Therefore, just because everything is recyclable, we are not bringing them to home. We are very conscious about our purchases. And then the 7th one is the Ecobricking, where we call that we can have a rethink, that we have to rethink about where our waste is going. And then remember and repeat, all these things are coming after that. So Ecobricks, whatever the waste, I will show you. When I will start with this little story. When I came to Delhi, I love eating mango. In the summer, when I went to buy mangoes were surrounded by these strings. I don't know whether you can see it. Those are golden color strings. They all are, I know, non-recyclable. And I think it's kind of plastic. So they were stuck outer peel of mangoes. And when I asked Hindi-speaking people at that time, I couldn't manage even little Hindi. So they said it is for decoration and it's a packing material. So these strings came to my home with my mango. I can't really, whenever I purchased, I was thinking, oh my God, I have to take this. If I left it there, definitely it will go to the environment. And just because it is there, I can't grab all and bring to my home. But I thought, okay, whatever I purchase, it is my responsibility. So I brought them. And because I knew I have a solution, that is the Ecobrick. This is the current ongoing Ecobrick I have, so I just put it there. And also, whenever I traveled internally, the Goya, all these Indigo and all having these security things which are very hard plastic, but nobody takes it for recycling. And I was thinking, if this goes to that turtle nostril, like that straw, what will happen? So then I couldn't avoid this. So that is the alternative is Ecobrick. And also, whenever you buy a new cloth, these little strings are coming as tags. Imagine they are even hardly visible. So these things are all going to Ecobricks. So likewise, and also the big packaging, like always I buy bulk, try to buy bulk, but then I carry my own containers and my bags. But sometimes chai patta, chawal, not chawal, definitely. The chawal comes in big bags, so I had to go for that jute bag chawal. And sometimes these, some dal are packaged, especially organic ones are in the packaging. So bigger ones definitely can give for recycling, and even namak has that recycle symbol, so I give for recycling. But sometimes there are biscuits coming, some gifts are coming, so all these are I couldn't avoid, so therefore they go to here. And also I have stopped cling film, I have stopped the aluminium foil, because they are not for recycling. but unfortunately sometimes they come maybe as a gift. Pudding, somebody brings a pudding and wrapped with a cling wrap. I can't give it back to him or her because I know they will throw it away. Therefore, I just manage the aluminium foil inside this Ecobrick, and it's just inserting it and then pushing it with this stick. And cling film is the same, but I don't have them at my home, but they come to my home. So that's how I manage that waste. And whatever it is, we are very conscious, and everything goes here. If you can see, you have to start from the bottom. Correctly making Ecobrick is very important. You will hear this sound when I press. This is not still ready Ecobrick, but this Ecobrick is a ready one. That's why I have closed the lid even. So if I press this, just listen whether you can hear any noise. And it is very, very hard, and you can't see any noise, hear any noise there. And it's the same with the bottom of this Ecobrick. No noise coming when I press it. But when I press the bottom, the top, which is not filled yet, it is giving that noise. So you have to really do it from the bottom and then fill it stage by stage. Put in your soft plastic and medicine wrappers, and then again soft plastic, and then some hard plastic. Even if you are still using any plastic toothbrushes, if they are not getting for recycling, you can put it here. But if they are collecting it for recycling, please give it for recycling. So then you have to push everything very correctly, very neatly and hard till the bottom. So when you push your stick along with the plastic, it's just, you can tie everything from the bottom to top. If you really put everything loose and then try to, after filling it here, then try to fill everything, no, that's very wrong Ecobricking. Because once it comes into this neck part, you can't really push it further. Then all the loose Ecobricks will be there. Ecobrick should not give you any crinkle sound. There has to be very hard material because it should be a brick. Bricks, once you press, no sound coming, even whatever brick. So then they are ready for constructions. And we have made domestic stools, tables, and meeting room things for the domestic. And then outdoor, definitely for the domestic Ecobricks, you don't have to cover because they are not exposed into rain or sun, because we are using it at home or in office meeting rooms. But if you are making any public benches, steps, or parapet wall kind of walls around trees or marginal border lines, all this should be covered properly with mud and straw mix, and then not using concrete, because it has to be with that is what the global eco-bricking movement is telling us. So because one day, even if you want, you can really break the structure and take it back as a reusing, or if there is a better solution in the future for all these packed materials, you can give it away. So the one other important message is you can't put any dirt here. All the materials that you are putting here should be properly clean, but not wasting a lot of water. So maybe with a wet cloth and properly clean and dried. So when only clean and dry, you can use it here. So usually in my journey, what I did was, as a woman and a housewife, I have a big brick at home with the stick in my pantry, and I have trained my helper how to clean them with less water. Then there is a nail on my wall, and he just hang it there until drips. And by the evening, it's clean and ready. So by the evening, he just stuff it, or when I see it, I stuff it. And we are not really collecting pile and pile of material at home, because then it is very difficult. We do it at that moment. If I can't do it today, I will do it tomorrow morning. So something like that. It's a process. It is not just a kind of a activity that you have to collect and feel like, no, it's at that moment consciously. You eat a chocolate, wipe it, that chocolate wrapper, and then put it there in the Ecobrick. So my two sons are doing the same, and they know where whatever the non-recyclable plastic, medicine wrappers or aluminium goes in. So they just come and they just drop it there, and then it's just matter of pushing. So this is how we all are trained in Ecobrick as domestic, and it's a very nice process for us because it's not a burden anymore, and it's a very happiness. So yesterday I came from a little short holiday, and in that resort I saw some tea leaf sachet in plastic, and also some broken plastic, and there was a cling film that they gave us some fruits. So all came into my home because I knew it's my holiday and I consumed that. So I brought all these things back with me in a clean stage. So I just put it in the morning into my Ecobrick. So that's when you are into that process, you feel that you are responsible about your waste, and it's a very, very happy feeling that you are not contributing for water pollution or soil pollution or ocean pollution. So that's why journey is. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yeah. Hello, ma'am. Nice
Sharing your experience.
First of all, thank you. Thank you for coming, ma'am. Ma'am, one question from my side is when you travel, how do you manage that? As you will be carrying your luggage, so do you put the waste alongside with that, and you bring the waste while in your hotel or anywhere you are traveling? So when you're traveling, how do you manage your waste?
Yes, when I'm traveling, I have my own cutlery set, which has a straw, fork, and sometimes knife is not a very popular item when we are having air travel. They don't allow us. So that will go in my suitcase, but in my cutlery set, it is every time in my purse, my handbag, even local shopping or wherever, it is part of my purse. So that cutlery set is there. Therefore, in air travel, the first thing I do is when the food is brought, I ask at that point, I ask air host, please take the plastic cutlery with you. I'm not going to use it. Because if I keep it aside in my tray and then use my food, even using my cutlery, everything they just dump it together into that dustbin. So I don't want to do that. So whatever is my responsible is before using, I have to tell them. So then they take it back. And also when I'm a traveler back and forth, mainly from Sri Lanka and here. So Sri Lanka, if there is something, then definitely Ecobricks are there. Here, definitely. So, but as I described about our short vacation yesterday, what we did was we minimized using all these hotels who have a lot of plastics, and we are not consuming if they are there. And therefore, we have our own personalized items that we are consciously getting ready for our holidays. And whatever that is what I said, there was a sachet, not sugar, it was actually tea. We wanted to have some tea, and the sachet was inside a plastic bag. So we all collected and brought it. And sometimes when we are traveling, we feel actually we have completely most of the time refused and rejected chip packets. But sometimes, when you are outing, sometimes my son would say, shall we eat some chips or, all these, processed bad food, I have to say. Then the packet is there, that aluminium or we call multi-layer plastics, MLPs, those wrappers are there. So we never put it into the hotel bin or wherever we go, we just bring it and I put it in my purse. Or yesterday, I think I had my backpack, I put it there. So that's what we are doing. Having said that, sometimes it may be challenging to bring everything, but 99% we are doing that.
That's great.
And also, to add that, when they are giving us, yesterday it was, they gave us reusable glass bottles for the room for drinking water. But some hotels, they don't have that option, so they give the PET bottles. So that time when we finish the PET bottles, we bring them back with our luggage because they are very useful for Ecobrick.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So anyone else have any question then they can ask.
Hi, I'm Aditi Basuroy, and as you were mentioning about Sighale, it was very good discourse, and it was a very good Kanchana. It was a very good initiative and wonderful. Kudos to you. Really, congratulations to you for doing such wonderful work and teaching your children. And from very beginning, when my children were small, they knew that when they ate, I'm talking about 20 years back. So my children one is 28 years, one is 23 years. So when they are even small, 1 year, 2 years old, they knew that if they are eating chips or anything they are eating, they have to bring the packets home. But after we did not know about Ecobricks, after coming home, we used to throw in the dustbin, but they are not supposed to throw it litter in the street. And also on the car, and they are not supposed to throw it outside. So from the very beginning, means now even for some mistake, now if I want to do it, like throw it something, my children are the first one to say, don't do it. You taught us and you are not supposed to do it. So that is a very positive thing, and we don't throw anything. Even we go to picnic, we bring everything home. And but Ecobrick was not there, so we don't make Ecobrick. It's a very good initiative, but we bring home and then dispose in our disposer. And so we dispose it in our home, waste bin. And also I've seen a very unique. This is a story I want to share. That in the hills, especially when we had been to Changu Lake, I think maybe 5 years, 6 years back, but quite some time back, in Sikkim. There's a very, very wonderful, I've seen it in this also, Manali also, that when you go and visit, you can take all your, chips and other packed food upstairs, and they take a charge for that. Like for visiting that place, you need to buy a ticket. The ticket is per person 100 rupees, suppose. But it's written there, if you bring back all your waste product back, then this 100 rupees will be given back to you. So in that case, so you buy a ticket of 100 rupees, and they count the number of item you are taking. Suppose you are taking this much chips or this much of product, and what are the things you are taking. And when you use them up and then come down with all the packaged waste product and you submit them to them, they return back the money. That was also a very good idea I found, and I thought that in some way or the other if we can implement that. So that is also a very good one. That your whole thing was very good, and Akash and Jaago Bharat's initiative is also very good. I really thank you all. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, so thank you so much, ma'am. And now we have a Malaya Paul, ma'am, who is a Vice Principal of Grades International School, Greater Noida. So I want to invite Malaya ma'am and share your experience with us.
I had made a Ecobrick stool. I want to share with you. This tool is made of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ecobricks. 7 Ecobricks are there. And this is also old cloth that I made for its cover. And I studied about Ecobrick from Google and YouTube, how to make the Ecobrick. And then I started to make Ecobrick, and it took almost 6 to 7 months to make these 7 Ecobricks. And all the my kids also, whenever they मतलब वो लोग जब भी बाहर जाके कुछ भी खाते हैं या कुछ भी चिप्स या कुछ भी पैकेट होता है वो घर पे वापस लेके आते हैं. और घर की भी जितनी सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक्स हैं ये सब कुछ इसके अंदर करके मैंने ये इकोब्रिक बनाया है. तो ये बहुत यूजफुल है, हम लोग सब लोग यूज करते हैं. बहुत मतलब स्टार्डी है ये, बिल्कुल जैसे वुड का होता है बिल्कुल ऐसे स्टार्डी है. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम. to show your stool to us. Anyone want to ask to anything, Malaya ma'am?
Yeah. Malaya ma'am, when did you start making it?
It is 5 to 6 months back. I heard it from your organization, Jaago Bharat, from Jaago Bharat, and then I studied it from YouTube and Google, and started to make the Ecobrick.
You have
So
used
thank you very
2
much,
liter bottle?
Jaago Bharat. Yes, yes.
Great, Akash and
used
Jaago
2 liter
Bharat and
bottle?
all.
Pardon, Akash?
Ma'am, have you used 2 liter bottle? What is the dimension of the bottle? 2 liter, 1 liter?
This is 2 liter bottle. Yes, it is 2 liter bottle.
That's good. And ma'am, you have just stick it with some glue, or either you have just wrapped it with a cloth?
No. What is wrapped? Wrapping. I used sellotape to wrap it.
Okay, ma'am. Nice initiative.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Nice initiative, ma'am.
Can I add something?
Yes.
Because it reminded me to show you my Ecobrick, and it is, I have avoided all the glue and even sellotape, because sellotape I feel that one day it will really break with the sun, the heat. So this is with some cables which are compostable one day, and also strings which are cotton, and then this Ecobrick tool that is one liter bottle, and then my Indian friend made that cover. So it's a cushion with cover, and that is our stool. So like that, and it's same like yours, ma'am. It's covered with a cushion, but tying it is very, very tight. Tightly we have done with cables and cotton string.
One more thing I wanted to share, the Kanchana, this is Malaya. She's a very creative lady, and whenever none of us, even Sadhna started one of her teachers in Eco Club, means Environment Club. She also started doing it and with the children, but secretly Malaya was with her project, and she came up. She didn't tell us when she did. She just came up with the product. That was a wonderful thing she made, and on her endeavor, her children also helped, because pushing, what I find is pushing it, pushing it inside, and so that no air is trapped in, and so that nothing. That is very important. That is, even I found while doing it in school, Sadhna, and we wanted to teach children, and that was very much putting a lot of things and pushing it inside. You need a lot of strength. So how do you overcome that? Even that was a Kanchana ma'am's question also. How do you push? Because that needs a lot of pressure, a lot of strength. So I can't do it, like push it all so hard. How do you do it? So there's air.
My son helped me.
Okay.
Yes. But I don't have a son, no? My husband won't.
Okay. I will tell you, it's not hard at all, ma'am, because it's hard only if you really feel up to certain level and try to push it. Now it's very hard, but whenever you start, inch by inch, push it. Inch by inch, you tight it, and also you can push it along the walls. So you can rotate the bottle, and then somebody is not muted. Okay, maybe I can't hear that sound. Okay. So along the wall, you can really push it. But I do it. I don't have a lot of strength, and when I teach kids at schools, they also do it. So it's the technique is along the wall. You have to slowly take something and then take it down. Not filling it with all first and then pushing it. That is wrong, and you can't push it. You need an elephant to step on it to push it further. So you don't have to do that.
Kanchana, one more thing I have observed, when I had been to Sri Lanka, I really love Sri Lanka. I want to go back to Sri Lanka. It's a wonderful place. But I saw they use plastic extensively. If you buy any fruit, anything they give. But on the road or anywhere, you won't find anything. It's such a clean country. Absolutely speak and span. So I wanted to ask them, and I did not happen, that how do you manage? Because you have got so much plastic you're using in day-to-day life. What do you do with them? What do you do with that? So that was what do they do? Mother, any idea that what do they do? Because everywhere they sell anything in plastic. But you won't find anywhere in the road, anywhere, a little drop of plastic or anything lying. It's so clean. So how do they manage? Any idea?
First of all, I have to admit, thank you so much for admiring Sri Lanka, but we are not happy at all about the waste management procedure there. But yes, I agree with you, because I think it's again a behavioral change for a long time. There were systems in Sri Lanka that whenever you throw garbage, you can fine. And we had an environmental police group where that, if you throw something, the police will really tell, you can't do that, and then you are under threat, or at least warned. And also, the garbage management lessons, we are not still sorting out a lot of our garbage. Everything is together and then giving it to municipal council. So people are waiting until the municipal council comes. And by behavior, I think a lot of criticism, pointing out. By the time here, actually, I was about to get into trouble when one person was eating gudka and then throwing that packet at that stop. I was about to say, hey, pick it up. Because that's what we used to do in Sri Lanka. If you drop it, you pick it up. So something like that. I was really going to do that here, but I didn't know any Hindi, and I didn't want to end up with any trouble. So my husband said, oops, don't do that. So I think you have to really, and also there are a lot of social media posting, like their video, and then if somebody is throwing something, video with the number plate, and then they just post it and they try to trace it back. There are a lot of effort happening in Sri Lanka, but again, the municipal council cleaning system is good, so thanks to them as well. And also, now, having said that, now our sachet packets are banned. The thermocol or styrofoam, we say, or rigiform, that packaging, they are banned. And the shopping bags, plastics are banned, and they have introduced compostable one, which I am not very happy, because we have to go for 100% natural, because those polythene, though they say compostable, sometimes the material may be just degradable, not compostable. So something is like that. But now at least the law is there. Therefore, we are going towards a better side with the sachet packets and all. I think India has to do that. That sachet is killing you. Because no point of having sachet packets and throwing it away.
Right, ma'am. Such a good thing said by Anjana, ma'am. Okay, guys. So now we have an Enactus team from Jesus and Mary Colleges, Delhi University. So they have a presentation on Ecobricks and plastic recycling. So I want to invite you all and just present your presentation.
Good evening. Hope everyone here is staying safe and well. I am Ishita, Project Sugam co-head from Enactus Jesus and Mary College. We are delighted to be sharing the stage with such impressive people working towards saving the environment. We are extremely thankful for this opportunity to speak about our work. Enactus JMC strives to create a better world while developing the next generation of entrepreneurial leaders and social innovators. We currently have 4 projects which aim at solving a multitude of problems while employing marginalized sections of society. India generates 26,000 tons of plastic in a day, of which 40% goes uncollected, while 43% is single-use and lands up in water bodies or landfills. Further, WHO states that about 40% of Indians defecate in the open, leading to poor hygiene. It is also known that the conventional red bricks are responsible for excessive deforestation, soil erosion, and result in air pollution due to the emission of hazardous gases during the process of production. Ecobricks, on the other hand, cut down possible emissions that are released from the degradation of plastic. The use of single-use plastic to stuff the bottles leads to diversion of this material from polluting landfills to creating sustainable and impactful infrastructure. Ecobrick incorporate the novel idea of plastic in plastic by stuffing plastic bottles with single-use plastic. They are made entirely from non-recyclable plastic, which conjoined with cement and mortar creates a sturdy and resilient structure. They also act as a natural insulator due to the tightly packed insulating plastics. Enactus JMC thus initiated Project Sugam to focus on three areas of impact: plastic wastage, sanitation, and open defecation. Through the construction of public washrooms using eco-bricks while providing women employment and a fair wage. We aim to divert plastic from landfills to items such as eco-bricks, ensure the presence of clean running water and liquid soap, propagate individual health as well as a positive impact on the environment and sanitary health of vulnerable communities while bearing the torch of sustainability in traditional infrastructure. Each washroom will be built using 2,000 plastic bottles, which are filled compactly with 1,000 kgs of single-use plastic. At our first locality, Sangam Vihar, we plan to target 19,400 marginalized people living within a 500-meter radius of the washroom. Sugam employed 3 women from Sanjay camp for the purpose of eco-brick making. However, with the advent of pandemic, we found it important to ensure that the momentum of the project wasn't broken. For this reason, Sugam joined forces with the Jaago Bharat Trust to pace up the eco-brick making process. We would like to thank them for the enthusiastic response and participation. Since its inception, Sugam has come a long way, having helped minimize CO2 emissions by 96.984 kgs and indirectly impacted more than 37.5 lakh people. A perfect amalgamation of glaring problems and the innovative solution sets Project Sugam apart in an environmental, entrepreneurial, and social sense. Utilizing the cradle-to-grave approach, we generate zero waste and promote carbon neutrality through our project. We aim to ensure that cleanliness is inculcated amongst the masses and hygiene is prioritized. Its far-reaching impact, collaborations, and novelty ensure the success of this project. We are also pleased to announce that Project Sugam is one of the top 4 projects globally in the race to rethink plastic, moving on to the impact competition at Enactus World Cup 2021 and will be representing India this October. If you want to support our journey, please vote for Project Sugam in the People's Choice Award. You can do so by clicking on the link in the chat box, adding your email ID and selecting yes for both the options. Your support would mean a lot to us and would help Sugam in its journey forward. If you want to connect with us, please follow us on our Instagram account, which we are utilizing to raise awareness on major environmental issues. Lastly, we would like to express our immense gratitude to the Jaago Bharat team for giving us this platform to talk about the issues we are tackling. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ishita. I want to ask something. I want to ask that how many people just carry your group?
So the Enactus team is of 65 people currently, and we have employed 3 women for the process of eco-brick making.
Okay, so anywhere you applied this like eco-brick field, like anywhere you made something or you did something for plastic recycling and you are working with us. So
yeah, we are yet to make the washroom out of these eco-bricks. Like the eco-bricks you provide us and the eco-bricks our beneficiaries are making for us, we'll be building a washroom out of it.
Okay, really nice.
So all the plastic that has gone into the making of the Ecobricks has been collected by our team, the Enactus team, and we ourselves cleaned the plastics at our home. Like the procedure we followed was we collected the plastic at our home for like good 2 to 3 months. And after that, after we are done with the collecting process, we cleaned the entire thing together and then we moved forward to use it.
Okay, so someone wants to share something with us.
Yeah. I have a question. First of all, you guys are doing amazing job in active team. Your all projects are amazing. Okay, so my question would be like, first, what was the idea? How it was incepted and what was the beginning point for Project Sugam?
Yeah, so as I said in my speech, we know the problem of plastic, we know about the problem of open defecation, sanitation and hygiene. So our main focus was on plastic. So once we knew what we were doing with plastic, we were making Ecobricks. Our next problem was sanitation and hygiene and open defecation. So we decided to build a washroom in Sangam Vihar, which lacks proper sanitation facilities. It doesn't even have a public washroom. So we decided that we'll build a washroom with Ecobricks, which will contribute in solving 3 problems, that is plastic, hygiene and open defecation.
When you were starting to make Ecobricks, you have made few. What is the most difficult part? Like it is whether it's cleaning, cutting, or stuffing the plastic. What is the most difficult part you find?
Yeah, I think the most difficult part is stuffing, only because the Ecobrick has to be of a particular density and it has to be properly stuffed, and like the way you put in the plastic. All of that is really important because if our Ecobrick wasn't of that particular density, our washroom structure was being compromised. So I would say like making the Ecobrick stuffing in the plastic is definitely the most important and difficult part.
Okay, so Kanchana ma'am have to leave right now because they have a time shortage. So thank you so much, Kanchana ma'am. Share your experience with us and a great initiative you took for plastic recycling.
Okay then, thank you very much. Ayubowan, namaskar.
Thank you.
Namaskar ma'am.
Yeah, and one more last question from my side for two active team would be any suggestions or any techniques that you might have developed for stuffing? What is any way you find out what is the best way to do it, how it can be done at less time?
Yeah, so one really important thing while eco-bricking is like when you're starting at the bottom, the soft plastic needs to go. So that way it becomes easier to stuff the plastic. Like if the soft plastic, it will easily get compressed at the bottom. So you can easily go on stuffing the plastic as much as the capacity of the bottle holds. But you definitely need to start with stuffing the soft plastic at the bottom. That is the most important thing about eco-bricking.
Thank you, Ishita.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ishita. So anyone with us want to share any plastic recycling thing? Like anyone has done this type of thing in their real life? Like we have small children with us also. So if you could want to say something, then you can please.
Okay. Thank you. So, good evening everyone, this is Akash here. I am representing my team, Jaago Bharat. So, it was nice hearing from all of the speakers, Kanchana ma'am, Malviya ma'am from Enactus team. You guys are all doing amazing job. And first of all, I would like to give you one introduction from our side. So, our NGO was started in 2014 and we are working since then. And apart from this, our first focus was social issues. We were generally started with the organizing events, but slowly in different, like in 2018, we started to think for the environment because there was no one, there was no NGO or anything, particular organization working for specifically providing solution for the environment. Most of the organizations which I have seen, I have met personally, the social activist or the environment lover, they all do they are doing great work in awareness, but I couldn't find the solution Because when we approach the societies and people, they want to listen to the solution. They all know the answer. They all know the awareness pretty well, but they want to listen to the solution. So that's why we have implemented, like earlier we used to do cleanliness drive. Like in 2000, from 2018, we started to providing solution for wet waste. We started slowly by providing a composter to the household people, in which they can turn a family of 4 can turn their kitchen waste directly into manure. We started with that project. Then we again joined with the water conservation. We started with rainwater harvesting project. And from last year, we get to know about this plastic, one of the most innovative project which I can say is Ecobrick. I went to meet someone, one lady, her name is Anamika ma'am. So in her house, I could find that Ecobrick. So he has done a great job and I was pretty much amazed. Then I contacted Kanchana ma'am and then it all started to come at me that it has been implemented in America and foreign countries. In India, it has been started out, not in much, like Gurgaon, one guy is doing it. In Delhi also a little bit is happening. So it has been started in India and I was very fascinated by the idea of Ecobrick. So we have started from this year only, we have started to do work on that. Due to COVID, we couldn't work last year. So what we are doing, we have started to start collecting plastic waste from this January after the COVID cases were going down. So this year we have started from collecting plastic drive. And we are not just involving ourselves, we are taking the help and we are collaborating with the communities. We are taking the society people, the RWA people, officials, school children, we are collaborating with them because that's the only part and that's the only awareness in which they are involved and they are helping in the society. So they can be really provide good help in that. So with the help of all the communities, we have collected much plastic from January, February. We have 2 mega collection drives held in January and February. We have stored this plastic and not from our state. We have the members from different states, like one of our members lives in Rajasthan. From Rajasthan, we have trying to get the, bottles. We required a large number of bottles, as Ishtaldi mentioned. We are collaborating with them. So we require a large number of bottles, especially for 2000, to start with them. So we are talking to different areas also, I can say. From Rajasthan, we have get the bottles, pretty much amount, I think 200 to 500 we have collected. We are talking to different owners like market associations, malls owners, get the plus. Yeah, so just I was saying, we are contacting with different people. We are different communities, market, college, schools. We are collaborating with them to have an initiative and to fight against plastic. Because as we all know, due to COVID, the plastic consumption has been increased too much. Like if we can assume the last year due to medicine, the vaccination, the syringe, the waste has been increased. The whole population will be vaccinated and that will be only the twice because it will be 2 times vaccinated. So we all can imagine the plastic waste, the medicine waste that has been implemented due to COVID. So there's so much of plastic waste that has been happening from the COVID. So I guess plastic waste management, Ecobrick is a nice idea. We all have to implement. And जो भी चिल्ड्रंस हैं यहाँ पर मैं आप सबको ये बताना चाहूँगा कि आप लोग भी इसमें इन्वॉल्व हो सकते हैं हमारे साथ और खुद से भी आप ये इम्प्लीमेंट करिए कि जो आप प्लास्टिक आप खाते हैं या फिर आप इस्तेमाल करते हैं, आप चिप्स के पैकेट घर में आपके जो भी राशन, दाल, राइस, सीरियल, पल्सेस, जो भी आपके पैकेट्स आते हैं तो प्लीज आप उनको डस्टबिन में फेंकने के बजाय एक स्टफ करके रखिए. भले आप नहीं बना पाए तो आप अपने स्कूल में टीचर्स को दीजिए. आपकी टीचर्स मालविया मैम ने स्टार्ट किया है. इफ यू कैन नॉट डू इट, सेंड इट टू अदर पर्सन हु कैन डू. तो आपका स्कूल इतना अच्छा इनिशिएटिव ले रहा है. तो जितने भी बच्चे इस वेबिनार में आ रहे हैं मैं उनसे बस यही कहना चाहूंगा कि प्लास्टिक के लिए हम सबको लड़ाई करनी है और आप खुद से घर बैठे बैठे ये लड़ाई कर सकते हैं कि आप सबसे पहले बात अपने पेरेंट्स से भी बोलिए करिए कि प्लास्टिक कंजप्शन कम करें, क्लोथ बैग का इस्तेमाल करें, ठीक है. और जब सब्जी लेने जाएं तो प्लास्टिक ना लें, अपने से रखें और प्लास्टिक हाथों से फेंके ना. अगर इफ यू हैव टू बाय, डोंट लिटर बिकॉज लिटरिंग वेस्ट इज द मेजर प्रॉब्लम इन आवर सोसाइटी. जितने भी बच्चे, मेरी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है, आप अपने टीचर से बात करिए, दे कैन प्रोवाइड आवर नंबर, तो आप हमें भी कॉल कर सकते हैं। अपने पेरेंट्स को प्लीज मोटिवेट कीजिए और उनसे थोड़ा आर्ग्यू कीजिए कि आप अपना प्लास्टिक वेस्ट ना फेंकेंगे, प्लास्टिक डस्टबिन में लेंगे, आप उन्हें बचाएंगे, इकोब्रिक बनाने की कोशिश करेंगे। नहीं बना पाते हैं तो टीचर्स को प्रोवाइड करेंगे, हमें प्रोवाइड करेंगे, ताकि प्लास्टिक के खिलाफ जंग हम लोग लड़ सकें। So that's it from my side. If anyone wants to ask questions, you can do.
Thank you, Akash, and thank you, Jaago Bharat, for motivating our children and also being with us in this project. And definitely, please, whatever you, because through these children, through these small children, it percolates in the society. So when they take something, some knowledge, some idea, they transfer it to their families, to their siblings, to their friends, that I'm doing something great. And that percolates in the society, that spreads in the society. So this is how, the good ideas and the teachings, they spread. So what you have collaborated with us, our school, that is a wonderful thing. I really thank Jaago Bharat, all the members, all of you are great, doing great, and you are great children. And I really appreciate that you are also a torch bearer for the, I should not say next generation, for the next student batch. The next students batch, you are a torch bearer. You are something to emulate, You are something to, that student can look up to. That these are the children, these are the bhaiyas and didis, they have studied in colleges, schools, universities, and along with that, they have social responsibilities. That is a wonderful example you are putting and on the society. And we, the old people, we are into social work as a giving back to the society. And you are into it as a torch bearer, you have to bear the torch. That's a wonderful thing. And I really thank all of you for this webinar, for everything. Wonderful. Keep it up. Keep it up. God bless you all.
Thank you, ma'am. And for the students, I would like to share one story because there are many school students. So एक story आपके साथ share करना चाहता हूँ because it is relevant for this webinar. So in two years back, in 2019, तो हम लोग एक slum में गए थे जहाँ पर बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं. So NGO name was हमारा कर्तव्य. They are doing amazing job. So they teach student नोएडा सेक्टर सब्जी मंडी जो होती है वहीं पर ही वो रहते हैं स्लम में और वहीं पर बच्चे पढ़ने जाते हैं. उन बच्चों को पढ़ाने का काम करते हैं. तो 2 साल पहले हम लोग वहाँ गए थे. वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट के ऊपर हम लोगों ने वहाँ वेबिनार दिया था. वेबिनार नहीं, एक प्रेजेंटेशन आप बोल सकते हो, उनको कचरे के बारे में और इतनी सारी अलग अलग चीजें, कम से कम कि वो अपना कचरा बाहर ना फेंकें, डस्टबिन में डालें, रोड पे ना फेंकें. ठीक है, तो ये सब चीज की अवेयरनेस दी थी फ्रॉम 2019. ठीक है, 2019 इन द मंथ ऑफ आई गेस इन अगस्त 2019 में उनको सिर्फ वर्बली प्रेजेंटेशन दी थी और बोला उनको डस्टबिन के बारे में बताया, नीला कौन सा होता है, नीला और ग्रीन का क्या मतलब होता है डस्टबिन का रंग, तो उनको हर एक चीज बताई. और फिर बहुत अच्छा लगा कि कुछ महीनों के बाद जब मैंने देखा कि देयर वाज वन इवेंट ऑफ देयर्स इन व्हिच दे हैव कंडक्टेड अ रैली, रोड रैली करी थी जिसमें एक एनवायरमेंट कंसर्न करने के लिए सारे बच्चे एक थोड़े बैनर्स बना के, मास्क लगा के, प्लांट्स का अवेयरनेस दे के प्लांटेशन करें, तो सब अवेयर कर रहे थे. रैली छोटी सी निकाली थी नोएडा सेक्टर 21 स्टेडियम से नोएडा सेक्टर 26 जो हमारे MLA हैं उनके ऑफिस तक. तो आई वॉज रियली अमेज्ड 2-3 मंथ्स में जब वो बच्चे वहाँ पहुंचे, MLA जो हमारे यहाँ के मिस्टर पंकज सिंह, और उन्होंने पूछा कि वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट के लिए आप क्या समझते हो. तो द वे विच आई हैव एक्सप्लेन देम द रिगार्डिंग द डस्टबिन ग्रीन ब्लू, वो सारी बातें उन्होंने रिपीट करी और उनको बताई. तो ये एज अ पर्सन मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि ठीक है, दैट्स हाउ यू ग्रो. और जितने भी यहाँ पर मेरे मेंबर्स हैं, इनएक्टिव टीम है, यही मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप बच्चों को जोड़िए. और ये एक साइक्लिंग प्रोसेस होती है कि आपसे कोई दूसरा सीखता है, दूसरे से तीसरा सीखता है. तो नॉलेज शुड बी शेयर्ड विद एवरीवन. तो वो चीज मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगी थी. और ये बच्चा आपके लिए बहुत बड़ा एग्जाम्पल है कि इवन MLA वॉज लाइक वो हैरान हो गए कि यार ये तो शायद मुझे नहीं पता, इनको पता है. तो आपकी नॉलेज कैन चेंज इट एवरीथिंग. तो यू कैन स्टार्ट विद योर होम. आप अपने पेरेंट्स से लड़िए, अपने सजेशन दीजिए, तो आपकी अवेयरनेस पूरी दुनिया की अवेयरनेस बन जाएगी. पहले अपनी अवेयरनेस को घर की अवेयरनेस बनाइए, वो टाइम के बाद आपकी स्कूल की अवेयरनेस बन जाएगी और धीरे धीरे पूरी लोकल की अवेयरनेस बन जाएगी. तो यू आर द की ऑफ द चेंज. So I would like to request you to please involve in these type of activities, and if anybody wants to ask or say something, you can. Any school student? आप कुछ भी पूछना चाहते हो तो पूछिए.
Yeah, I think like plastic not only हमारे environment को ही harm करती है, it's also harm the animals around us. So we can say that ocean में ही garbage है वो जाता है, and like fish eat that all the trash and plastic, and after that they harm with that. And the same thing like cows वगैरह जो street में हमें दिखती हैं वो उस plastic को eat कर लेती हैं, and then due to that उनकी death हो जाती है. So it's also harm the animals too. So जो हम गार्बेज कहीं ना कहीं हमारी वजह से गार्बेज इकट्ठा होता है, वो हमें ही नॉट ओनली हमें हार्म करता है, वो सभी को हार्म करता है, इवन वो एनिमल्स हो या एनवायरनमेंट हो या फिर वो हम ही हो.
Thank you.
थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू मैम.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.